Good morning, friends. So today I am going to use the rest of the apples that we bought. We're going to make applesauce. And so I've got everything set up and I'm going to get the apples ready. So I don't have a recipe for my applesauce. I just make it. So I'm going to cut up all the apples and peel them. And then I add a little bit of sugar, not very much, and a little bit of water. And with the water, you always add a very little bit, like just enough to cover the bottom of the pan. I struggle with this step. I always think it needs more water, but it doesn't. The apples are going to produce their own moisture. And I'm also going to add cinnamon because we like cinnamon applesauce. Now I just let mine cook down until it's the consistency that I like, and then I can it. We like a chunky applesauce, not a smooth applesauce, so I'll leave it like that. And we use it quite a bit. We like it with pork. I bake with applesauce, and so we use it in a variety of ways. Now the Yellow Jackets have found my canning kitchen, so hopefully I'm going to get this done out here today. Well, the Yellow Jackets have discovered my canning kitchen. So we're going to take the chopping in the camper and we'll finish cooking it out here. This is an amazing cutting board that we use for meat, but it really is coming in handy this week. So the apples are peeled. I've added just a little bit of water, just a little. I'm going to put in a little bit of raw sugar. Probably a quarter of a cup estimate. I might add more to taste if I need it. And now some cinnamon. Now I can see that the bottom of the pot's not covered with water. I need to do at least that much. So there's just enough water to cover the bottom of the pot, maybe quarter of an inch, and we'll let the apples do their thing. I'm struggling. I want to add more water, but I'm going to let it be. Let it do its thing. So in this applesauce, I've got Gala apples that we bought as, I guess they call them seconds, because they're a little bit bruised and they need to be used right away. They sell them for a reduced price, which is why I bought those for sauce and cider making. There's also a few red delicious and yellow delicious that we picked in the orchard. So that applesauce is going. It's cooking away, bubbling. And I'll add additional sugar and cinnamon as I see fit. It's just a matter of preference to the taste. But we like a chunky applesauce, so we're going to let that remain somewhat chunky, but it's got a little while to go still. Is looking perfect. I've got the jars being sterilized. Remember, that's my preference. If your processing time is more than 10 minutes, you don't have to, but it's just my preference. The jars will be hot, everything will be good and sterile, and I'll just feel better about it. I'm going to go ahead and show you what this applesauce looks like. So I'm really happy with that. It's really good. It has just a little bit of sugar. I'm going to say under half a cup to be generous with my amounts. I don't even think it's close to that actually. Probably more between a quarter and a half. And then I dump in the cinnamon as well. I don't measure that. And then it just cooks. Remember, I did put enough water in the bottom to just cover the bottom of the pot. And I always struggle that that's enough, but as you can tell, it was plenty. So we'll be canning this shortly. out of the water bath canner one at a time. And the reason is because they're cooling off too quickly on the table out here. Now I only need about a ½ inch of headspace. You can see the yellow jackets. But they have found my canning kitchen. You want to do a couple? Sure. Oh, the yellow jackets are helping. So we only need about a ½ inch of headspace for these. Unfortunately, or quickly so that these just finger tight. There you go. The water's come to a boil, so this is going to process for 15 minutes for pint jars. The timer's gone off, so it's time to pull the applesauce out of the water bath canner. So that finishes up the apples that we bought at Jackson's Orchard. We bought a ½ bushel and then some that we picked that we used as well. You can hear them pinging already. Now that I'm done with the applesauce, the ice cream's done. Now it's time to cook dinner. Exciting.